I would go in the studio and they would tell me to take the twang out of my voice and they would mute the banjo that I had asked for. And all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute. Is this not a country project?
Right.
What's happened?
Our guest today is the definition of a hard worker. Her talent also extends far beyond the music scene, although she's been recording country music since she was a teenager.
Okay, 2 times New York Times bestselling author, lifestyle influencer, mom of 3, former reality TV star, boss babe, and fashionista. Her fashion line, Kittenish, which I'm wearing right now, has 4 retail stores, including one right here in Nashville. She's also a sneakerhead and has her own collection with DSW.
She's currently headlining the Woman Ive Become tour in support of her 7-track EP, and her current single off the project, Shoulda Known Better, has surpassed 30 million global streams.
She is a lady full of passion, and she's joining us today to answer all of our questions. And primarily, how does she do it all? It's Jessie James Decker. It's so good to see you.
Hi. How are y'all?
We're good. How
Really
are you?
good.
I'm good. I told you guys right before the start, we just got off the bus, so
Yeah.
I'm a little hoarse, a little tired.
After this list that we just ran through, tired would be the only acceptable answer.
Right.
I think why I think I'm extra tired is I am a mom of 3, so I take the kids to school in the morning and, pick them up and take them to do their activities. And so I think what makes you so tired is when your schedule completely shifts like that.
Yeah.
So I've literally gone from being, getting up early in the morning like, a mom does to I'm like nocturnal. I don't go on stage until 9:30. And then by the time everything's said and done, your shower and bus call, it's like 2 a.m.
And you're like, where'd the time go?
That I think is throwing me off more than anything is the schedule's completely changed, but I'm trying to adjust.
Well, I feel like you could really give us a masterclass on running the world. You do
I don't know
all
about
of
that.
the things. So can you take us through kind of what a typical day is like for you? How do you approach the day?
You know what? It has taken so many years to finally get to a place where I feel like I'm good at making a schedule. I used to try to cram everything in every day, and it got to the point where I felt like I didn't have time to eat lunch. And so after 2020, we had such a great time to just relax and really just think about things. I decided to completely reshift everything. So I do one thing a day. Nothing interferes with being a mom and having my family, but also I do that one work thing a day. And so, today we ran through a bunch of music stuff for the week and going to the studio on Tuesday. And then we have a meeting about my book because I have to shoot the next cover. And so, we'll do that in August. So it's each little thing, I have to give answers on things all day long. But as far as in action, one thing a day.
Oh, I love this.
I like that approach a lot.
So a lot of our listeners and viewers probably know you from either one of your business ventures or TV show or the book. I want to dig into the tenacity of your music career. You fell in love with country music. How old were you?
I was, oh my goodness. I think I really fell in love with it when I was maybe 3 or 4.
Wow.
That's all my parents played was country music. And so I started singing Trisha Yearwood, Leanne Rimes, Winona Judd when I was really young and fell madly in love with the genre. So, I have drawings that I've drawn of myself as a little girl with crayons playing at the Grand Ole Opry. Of course, I spelled Opry wrong. But it was a goal. It was a dream. And I felt like that's what needed to happen. And so I started coming to Nashville with my mom. She started taking me from Georgia to Nashville when I was 15. Started meeting with all kinds of people, publishers, songwriters, people in town that we started forming relationships with.
And I know music hasn't always been the easiest thing for you here. You've had, multiple record deals. And
yes.
What's kept you going?
I think that everything happens for a reason and timing is everything. And I truthfully feel like the universe, God did not want this music thing for me to take off at an early age. I don't know that I was mentally and emotionally prepared for that. And I do feel like I needed to have my children and an amazing husband and a great home life, family life to feel secure and strong and grounded. And I needed to be humbled in order to be so grateful for what's happening right now.
I remember you had told me that, when you first got signed, they immediately were like, okay, cool. And they made you pop. And so you're on this track, and the next thing you know, it's like a rocket ship to the moon. You're out on tour.
Yeah.
And there was a moment when you were in your car.
Yes,
you're in California.
I told you
Yeah.
about this. So yeah, I got my first record deal, and of course, I was here in Nashville trying to get a record deal in town, but it just wasn't happening. Everyone had already signed a girl. That was everyone's excuse. Well, we just signed this girl. We just signed that girl. So there wasn't room for me. But for some reason, my demo ended up in the hands of L.A. Reid out of Island Def Jam in New York. And so they flew me in, and I sang. And I sang a song called Cowboy, which I had written with Randy Houser, Jamie Johnson, produced by John Rich. Does not get more country than that. Right. And I'm singing this song in my little denim bustier and my curls, and never been in New York, fresh out of Georgia. And he's like, great, we're going to sign you. I was like, oh, well, I'm country. He's like, yeah, we're gonna make you a big country star. I was like, okay, great. And I truthfully do feel like LA had every intention of making that happen. But I always use this term: you don't go to Taco Bell and ask for pizza. Like I was at a place where they knew how to make pop stars, and that's what they knew how to do. I do think they probably tried to dabble in Nashville, but it just didn't line up. And before I knew it, I had a pop single out, and it was almost like everyone knew that they were making me pop, but then I was the last to know. Because I would go in the studio and they would tell me to take the twang out of my voice, and they would mute the banjo that I had asked for, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute. Is this not a country project?
Right.
What's happened? Yeah, I had a gold record, top 20 single. Everything was great. I was on tour with Jonas Brothers. But yes, Kelly, I had a moment where I was in LA, and I had just bought Miranda Lambert's record, The House That Built Me. And I was listening to it, and I just broke down crying. I was just crying my eyes out, driving, lost the PCH. This is back when you had like the little GPS systems. It wasn't working. And I just was so lost in every single direction, emotionally, physically. And I knew in that moment in my heart, I needed to call my label and ask them to let me go. Like, I don't care how successful this pop thing's going to be. I was not well. Yeah. I lost like 20 pounds, was not healthy, was really sad, was depressed, wasn't with my family. I was just like, I don't know who I am anymore.
And you just said timing is everything. And then we come to the EP, The Woman I've Become.
Yes.
So to have that backstory and to know that that's where you started, it wasn't even on a level playing field. I feel like it was, you were already in a hole almost.
Yeah.
And had to get back up to a level playing field, then to relaunch and to become a country star.
Well, what's funny is that I feel like I've continued every time I try to do this to have to fight through some sort of hurdle, or I feel like I'm constantly having to prove myself. And that's been a bit of a challenge, and I've been, luckily pretty resilient. But, once I got the pop deal, then definitely no one wanted to take me seriously as a country artist. Like, oh, well, she was signed to pop. I mean, I was sneaking into country radio stations on pop radio tour telling these country PDs, I'm really country, there's been a mistake. You will see me in here again. And then I get a reality show. And I did a reality show so that I could make people know about my music. Then it was, well, she's just a reality star.
Yeah.
Now we don't take her seriously as a country artist. And it was like, I don't know what it's going to take, And I truthfully feel like I told y'all before, all of these hurdles, I think, led me to this place of a woman I've become, that I had to fight. I had to work really hard. And I think I'm more humble and grateful than I could ever be to be in this exact place right now, because it took a lot to get here, and it's finally happening.
It's finally happening. Okay, so you wrote two of the songs, one being the title track.
I did. I wrote a song called The Woman I've Become, which is the title track to the record. All you can ask for as a songwriter and as an artist is to be able to make music that make people feel something. I want music to be healing. I want it to make you feel good. I want it to make you dance. I want it to make you feel something. And so I think with this song, for me, it was healing. And if it can help someone heal, then I've done my job.
I love it. We love a dance song.
We're staying on the dance vibe here.
Okay.
Staying on the dance vibe. The song that we have on our playlist, of course, is Should've Known Better.
Yes.
And as we mentioned, it's racked up 30 million streams globally.
I cannot believe that.
That's so
amazing.
awesome. That is
Can't
like,
believe that.
I mean, we were listening to it doing glam out there. Just want you
Oh
to
my
know.
gosh, I love it.
Impacting the country radio in a really big way, but you also just released a dance mix.
I did. I did.
I'm loving this.
I wanted to do a dance remix because that is a big part of me. You know, I wanted to be at the clubs, and I want people that maybe don't, necessarily listen to country music. This forces them to listen to country music because it's a dance country club remix.
I love that.
So, if they can be dancing Club Town Vegas and should have known better, pops on. Hey, that makes me happy.
Okay, so what are your goals for music this next year?
You want me to really aim high here?
Let's do it. Let's go. Hey, we have had
Manifestation.
things. This is like the manifestation room.
It
We
is.
say things out loud and they happen. We
Okay.
lit a Dolly candle. Dolly came on the podcast.
Oh, shoot.
Come on, girl. So speak it into existence.
Okay, I'm aiming high, but I would love to have a number one record. I'd love to keep recording music. I'd love to win an award one day. I've never been nominated for anything.
Really?
Never. I've never been played at an award show up until recently. I've never been nominated for anything. I just would love to be a part of those things. So that's it. Those are my dreams.
Anything that we can do, we're gonna be throwing you out there for sure.
Well,
for
I
sure.
can't wait until we can pull
deserve
that
it.
audio when she gets
I
nominated.
know,
And we'll
I
be
know.
like, do you remember when Jessie said? And then she just got nominated. That'll be fun.
We're
I
doing
would
a
be
whole thing
so
around that.
excited.
We're manifesting it. I'm telling you.
Please.
We got you.
Anybody can make it happen. It's you. You know it?
Well, thank you. And you know
Seriously.
what? My mom always said, you just see it to believe it to achieve it. So that's what I've always done. See it, believe it,
Well,
achieve it.
we're cheering for you for sure. We're rooting you on.
Thanks, y'all.
We love
Big
watching
time.
you shine.
Thank
you
y'all
for coming
Thank
by.
y'all for having me.
Of course. Thanks for
Really
being here.
appreciate it. Y'all are great.
Thank you.